episode. Gas Network presents sports for the culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce XXV, Double I,
Rome,
C Malone,
Gruff Lion.
T-Boogie, man.
Just the greatest sports show on the planet. La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
welcome to another episode. Gas presents sports for the culture. I'm your host for tonight, your boy Young Rome 22 on all socials as always, man. Listen, we got a great show tonight. Before I get into the topics, though, I'm gonna let the fellas introduce themselves, starting with the top right.
Oh, me, damn. I don't know, man. It feels kind of lonely next to me because I thought T would be sitting next to the losers couch with the rest of us.
You gonna say who you are?
Oh shit, damn! I even forgot my own name. It's your boy Demon Oragu. Oh damn, word. It just sucks being a loser. You tend to forget about life.
My man said I'm a loser, and left it at that. Top left.
Hey, T Boogie, man. Y'all know what it is. My bad, but that's how my Niners been killing y'all. It's a little only background. Hey, but yeah, man. My Niners been airing teams out all season. It's gonna be a great show, man. I'm here. I'm in the building. Gasoline AAU coach. We got some games coming out up this weekend. We just aired a team out last weekend. So, hey, man, I'm ready to have a good show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Last but certainly not least, bottom left.
At Bryce XXV, Double I, a.k.a. Mr. Big Leaguer, a.k.a. the good mister, man. Hey, yo, I can't hold you, T. 49ers definitely did their thing. Looking like they got a good chance at that bowl, man. I'm excited to get into this conversation. I've been waiting to talk about this one. So, yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, we definitely got a lot to talk about. Brock Purdy, certainly one of those things. The 49ers, certainly one of those things. We're going to get into Lamar, Patrick going back to another AFC championship game. A lot to talk about in the NFL. A lot to talk about in the NBA. Joel Embiid just dropped 70. And we even got a bit of breaking news with Doc Rivers, who is about to be the coach of the Bucks. So that's pretty fresh. Let's get everybody's thoughts on that first and foremost as we kick the show off. Bryce, I'm gonna start with you, man. What are your thoughts about Doc Rivers allegedly now being the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks?
Yeah, man, that's interesting for sure. Especially hearing that, he was at one point advising their now former coach, right? It's rare that you see a coach fired like as a second seed in the conference. That's crazy to me, right? So I'm still trying to like understand that. I still don't understand that, but I guess he really just wasn't getting along with the players. We'll see if Doc Rivers can do better. I think we kind of know Doc Rivers' MO recently. He can take a team far, but hasn't gotten there since he had, the Celtics core. We'll see. We'll see if that works out for the Bucks. They're a championship caliber team. So, but now they sit. You know how sometimes in the NFL they call quarterbacks coach killers? The Bucks starting to seem like a team that's a coach killer. Because, I mean, when the Budenholzer won the chip with him and he got fired. Now this new dude comes in and he's supposed to be a hot shot. He gets fired. Like, what's going on here, bro? I don't know. Maybe it's the team and not the coaches.
You bring up a good point. G, what are your instant reaction to Doc Rivers hire?
The Bucks aren't playing about Giannis in his playoff in his championship window. They're like, yo, this guy, you hear the rumors about the guy basically lost his team during the in-season tournament back in December, basically, where they noticed that they were losing the team. So, I mean, you can't fault the Bucks because they're like, yo, listen, we have a short window with both Giannis and Damian Lillard. So they're like, yo, why waste it? Let's give it to a guy that has won a chip. And it's showing that with guys are willing to play for him. Besides James Harden, the only player that didn't want to play for Doc was James Harden. And when players play for him, look, you still see the big three. They still love. I mean, except for Ray Allen after his post-career Boston Celtics, is only those two players that don't like Doc Rivers. Everybody besides everybody else, they all love themselves from Doc Rivers.
Yeah, Doc does have a pretty solid track record for the most part. Coach Boogie, man, let me get your thoughts on Doc Rivers heading to your team of all places.
I mean, it's um, like a Ocean's 11 move to get Embiid a ring. Like, there, I don't get it, bro. I don't think Doc Rivers can push this team over the hump. Um, But this goes all the way back to what the good mister told you years and years ago. And I hate to be one to come up on here and agree with the good mister, but bro, the power to the player movement is so real, bro. The players have effectively got the coach fired. And like Bryce be saying, man, when the coach is making less than the players, the respect level is a little bit different. Um, and 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 Griffin didn't really have a career where he could throw his weight around. So for him to lose the team while the team is in second place, man, I really think that had a lot to do with the team probably believing that Dame Lillard gave them a better chance to win than Drew Holiday, and clearly he doesn't. They sacrifice defense for offense, and I guess it's a scoring league, but it to me it hasn't been successful. It doesn't look like something that could win you 7 games consistently to a ring. Well, 4-game series, I guess. Well, 4 games out of 7, my bad. But yeah, I don't like the move, but I really think it just shows how much weight that the players have, especially Giannis. I mean, his brother's on the team. That should tell you everything you need to know. Like, they're running an organization where you know, the acts are running the circus. You know what I'm saying? There's no ringmaster. So
Since
maybe
I got a
because
question though. Since I'm so a casual NBA fan between you amongst you guys, you tell me what's the difference in defense, Doc's defense, and the previous coach that just got fired defensively? Isn't that the one Achilles heel with the Bucks so far? Is like what you stated?
I don't know if Doc makes them dig in and play better defense. I really think it comes down to personnel. You took a point guard that hung his hat on defense, and then you swapped him for a point guard that hangs his hat on shooting the 3 ball. What do you expect? Like unless you're going to go out there and outscore teams every single night, which is fine in the regular season, become playoffs, man. When teams are playing real defense, that, it's not going to get you as far as you would assume. And that's something that players would do. Coaches know that that's not a good move, but players would assume that playing with more talent uh, is more important than playing with chemistry and what works. But I don't really know what Doc's going to bring defensively. I didn't think with the 76ers that they were this defensive titan. So yeah, I don't know.
So I got a question. My second question would be: you think this was like a dramatic move since the move that Miami just made, trading for Rozier, that it made you guys like, well, we got to if Miami did something.
But they're second in the conference. What could they
So
like? They
Yeah.
second in the conference and they couldn't.
I
And they
mean,
this is number one.
Miami was what when they came into the play and they smoked these boys.
So this is my thing. If you're second in the conference and you change coaches, you're doing it for one reason and one reason only, and that's to ensure you win a championship this season. So my question to you fellas is, do you think that Doc ultimately brings them the chip?
No.
I
And
think
no, nose across the board.
yeah, and I'm a
I,
Bucks fan.
I,
I think this move, just even for karma reasons, and like, bro, there's the report is that he was consulting Griffin the entire time, or Griffin for whatever the entire time. Like, and then you take the man job. If I'm consulting you and you're doing a bad job, how do I earn the job that way? like,
Vicious, man.
bro, it's crazy. I don't think the universe will reward the Bucks with a championship, but we'll see.
And like this is the most in my opinion, this is the most open the playoffs have been in the NBA in a while. Like, I'm not sure I'm not exactly sure who's going to win the NBA championship. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And there could be maybe 4 or 5 teams that really can say like we have a legit shot versus the usual 2 that it is, right? And with that, it's like Doc Rivers, you actually got a shot at the chip, bro. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna see if Doc Rivers is a good coach, bro, because this is a wide open year to win a championship, and the Bucks, we already know they're a championship caliber team because they've already won one. So we'll see. I'm really judging Doc Rivers off this year, though.
All right, before we move on from this topic, though, I do got one more question on it. If the Bucks do fail to get the chip, are we blaming Doc, or you know what I mean? Who we placing that blame on?
The GM.
Bryce?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But if they don't make no noise though, I will look at Doc a little different. I'm not saying they gotta win a chip, but if they don't make any noise, I'm gonna look at Doc like could have kept Griffin.
Fair enough. All right. Let's keep it pushing on this NBA talk, man. We just seen the other day Joel Embiid go crazy and drop. I'm not lying here, not exaggerating. 70 points the other night. So let's get into that, man. Where do y'all rank that all time performance? And you know what does that do for Joel's entire legacy? Where are you putting Joel Embiid amongst not just today's players, but some of the all time greats? Jump
Um,
ball.
yeah, hey, like after 70, bro, that's legendary status, bro. Very few players have been able to score that many points, and you do that, and you're unquestioned scorer, bro. Like there's only one more thing for Joel Embiid to do. We know what it is, but like after dropping 70, you kind of go into a class where like even if you don't win a chip, you're always going to be remembered, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like 70 is one of the things where you're always remembered for. And a lot of things can happen in someone's career when it comes to sports where it's like they'll fade away a bit. I think Joel kind of cemented himself, his legendary status after that. So shout out to Embiid, man.
Yeah.
For me, this game this season is the real season where he's deserving of the MVP. Not last year's. I still think Joker should have won the MVP last year. I think the league just gave it to Embiid. This year is looking like he deserves it. This year, it looks like he's really earning that MVP award. I mean, but where do you put him at? Is he joke? I mean, it's still Jokic over Embiid any day, every day. I mean, Embiid is probably solidified his top 3 in the league right now, but I still wouldn't take Embiid over Jokic. No way. I mean, it was 70. Was it 70 points, 18 rebounds, and 5 assists? He had the double double by the end of the second quarter, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, but I'm still taking Jokic over him. It doesn't. I mean, he's just one of those great centers right now that we're getting to watch. He's the last of a. He's a modern center, the last of a dying breed. When it's just when you talk about centers, you only think about 2 guys, Jokic and Embiid. And Cat is ass. Unless I ever bring Cat in this conversation, I'll say it here now. I'll put the stand. Cat is garbage. Don't you ever talk about him as a great center, great. Go.
For me, I feel like he just signifies that you're one of the best scorers of all time. He's probably one of the best scoring big men of all time. But then I look around, I see Book has 70, I see Spider has 70. And I don't want to say that taints it, but none of those guys have rings. No who else has 70? My guy in Milwaukee, Lillard. So it's like it's cool and it's a memorable feat, right? I think what we'll remember mostly about at least this game is he gave 70 to Wemby. So, you know, if the legend of Wemby grows to what it could be, Wemby will always talk about that. You know what I'm saying? That'll be one of those podcast stories. I remember my welcome to the league moment where Embiid went and what was said in that game. But as far as his legacy, I don't think that pushes him forward towards the Hall of Fame anymore. He needs that ring. Now, if he goes out and drops 70 again, or he goes out and drops 65, 60 multiple times, and that's different. But this 170 game is very impressive. But he needs to win the ring, especially with Jokic still out there, who has the ring, who has the MVP. If you want to say you're the best big man of a generation, you're going to have to get more rings than him. So that's how that's going to me.
Yeah, I think I gotta tend to agree with T on that one. When you put him up to Jokic, this is just a little drop in the bucket for real.
I mean, and
Yeah, but bro, 70 ain't no drop in the bucket, bro.
it's not.
70 is like, yo,
Mm,
like the names, and I get it, Donovan Mitchell and Lillard and Booker on that list, but bro, 70.
okay,
That's
but if to T's point, if he doesn't ever get the chip or the MP, then it's like, what are we like down the road? That this 70 point would just be a cool night. Like it's not gonna be remembered as fondly as it is right now in the moment. You know what
oh,
I'm saying?
but that's the thing about a 70-point game is like every time somebody scores 70, you get mentioned. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, that's what I'm saying. Like, is like what I mean by like, yo, it's like akin to in baseball when somebody throws a perfect game or a
Yeah,
no hitter. All right, yeah, they might be a trash pitcher, bruh. But guess what? They got that no hitter on there, and every time they bring up no hitters for that team, guess who they got to bring up? They got to bring up that guy, bruh. And I feel like 70 is one of those. It's like, yo, you got to bring me up. I got to get brought up for the rest of this time that basketball happens, bro. After I drop 70,
They said there's actually less 70-point games than there are no hitters.
boom. So it's like
yeah,
Yes,
that's crazy. It is
that's
crazy.
true.
70 is crazy.
basketball now, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, there's some people that won championships. They aren't getting up for the rest of basketball. They're not getting brought up for the rest of basketball, bro. And Embiid is definitely getting brought up after 70. Got to bring them up because next time someone drops 70, they're gonna show you the list.
Yeah,
His name. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like,
I mean, that is rarefied air, but I mean, to me, it's just one of those things where dominant players, I think, more can get to 70 if you have the shot attempts. Hence, Cat in the same night having 44 in the first half. It really comes down to you being hot and them handing you the ball play after play after play. Now, if you get 70 just within the flow of the game, you cooking. You know what I'm saying? But when they hand delivering you that rock, it's a little bit different. And to be fair, Embiid probably could have went for 80, 85. You know what I'm saying? He didn't play to the last 7 minutes of the fourth quarter. But I've also seen Clay score 50 and a half. So scoring to me is impressive, and that kind of signifies that you are one of the great scorers when you do it. But being a great scorer doesn't actually make you one of the greatest players in my book. So that's just one piece of the Embiid lore. But I think it's a worthy one that, maybe my kids' kids will talk about. But
we all know we need to chip. We all know Embiid need to chip, bro. That goes without being.
Desperately.
because for the entirety of basketball, if he doesn't win a ring, whenever his name comes up, someone's going to say, Jokic was better. Like, no matter how you slice it, there's going to be that he wasn't better than Jokic.
Isn't that like the Charles Barkley effect?
But you know what I think it's going to be, bro? I think Embiid's going to have a good enough career to where it's going to be one of those. Some people think Jokic was better. Some people think Embiid was better. And
No.
it is. And it's going to be like
No.
how the old heads, the old heads. If you ever talk to somebody that's over like 65, 70 about basketball, probably more like over 75. But they're going to tell you that Wilt and Bill Russell, they compare those two directly. Like who was better out of Wilt and Bill Russell, right?
But they won chips.
Yeah, but Embiid.
But that's the end of the conversation.
Embiid's story is not written, bro. Embiid's story is not written. If I had to bet all my money on Embiid getting a chip or not getting a chip in the rest of his career, I would bet on him getting a chip, bro.
Would you
I,
a chip
Yeah.
in?
Huh?
Would you bet that he got it in Philly?
Nah, I probably wouldn't bet that.
you see,
Bet that. But I would probably bet that if I had to. You know what I'm saying? And that's because that man is great, bro. So
he is. We're not saying that he isn't great, but he would. It
and
was.
I'm not
It would be
convinced.
like how we argue with Michael Jordan and LeBron James. The one
But here's
thing is the difference is chips. And LeBron James has scored the most points in the NBA, but no one's gonna say he's better than Michael Jordan because of that. Because everybody's gonna bring up the topic of who has more rings.
But guess what? I'm not sure. I'm not so sure that Jokic is going to run off 3 or 4 chips. I'm not so sure about that. So if Jokic just stays around that 2 and Embiid gets 1 eventually, then the conversation changes, bro.
But you're talking about what
That's
is now.
fair.
We're talking
Jokic
about
got
what we see
1
right
chip,
now.
bro. Jokic got 1 chip and 1 MVP, right? Or he got 2. He got 1 MVP, right?
Who? Jokic has 2. He should have had 3.
He
It should have been 3
got
in a
1
row.
chip and 2 MVPs. Embiid got 1 MVP, going on a second one maybe this year after a 70-point game. Y'all know I always talk about MVP moments. That's an MVP moment. Matter of fact, you go ahead and book him right now for MVP. And if he wins a chip, then they got the same exact accolades, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't think that story's written on who ends up being the best center of the generation.
But I'm not gonna lie. I seen a meme where they said Embiid is the Dak Prescott of the NBA. Great regular season performance, great regular season guy, but come playoff run, very
I
little. Small
believe that
violin.
Harden.
No, I
All
believe James
right.
Harden is more like Phillip Rivers.
Uh, I don't know about those comparisons, but let's keep it on the topic of the rivalries, right? Jokic versus Embiid, one of the great NBA rivalries we got going in today's time. But let's shift that rivalry to the NFL. And one of the great rivalries that we have going on in the NFL right now is Pat Mahomes versus Josh Allen. Actually, I don't know if I can call it one of the great ones because when it comes to the playoffs, one definitely has the other's number. But let's get into that, man. Let's start talking some NFL playoffs, and let's start right there with the Chiefs and the Bills, and your guys' thoughts on that. Josh Allen loses to Pat Mahomes yet again. Pat Mahomes advances to his 6th straight AFC Championship game. He's doing something special in real time right here. So let's talk about that as well. But let's start with Josh Allen and what this means for Josh Allen because you guys on here told me that he was the 1B to Pat Mahomes at one point. I've heard that. I've heard that he's better than Cam Newton he ever was. Josh still ain't got to no Super Bowl yet. Cam did that. There was lots of gushing, lots of flower given to Josh Allen, talking about how great he was, and in the end, he came up short. Uh, Unlike Brock Purdy in the fourth quarter. But yeah, what were your guys' thoughts on that Bills Chiefs game? Jump ball.
I'll jump right in, man. You never bet against Pat Mahomes. Um, I told you that. I watched that entire game, and there was never a concern that Mahomes would lose that game, bro. Never a concern. What I will say is a lot of blame is to be placed in that game. You can blame Diggs. You can blame the kicker. You can blame uh, Josh Allen. It's a lot of blame to be passed around. That is a team loss. If ever there was a team loss, that is a team loss. We can't go in the locker room and say if you just would have made the kick, because the kicker gonna say if you just would have made the catch, and then the receiver gonna say, well, if he just wouldn't have turned the ball over, if he just wouldn't have fumbled, he just would have. There's a lot that goes with that, and it's not a rivalry unless you can beat those guys, man. It's not a rival. If I beat you up 4 times in a row, don't come to school and tell me you my rival. I'm gonna beat you up 5 times for lying. Like, it's not a rivalry. Josh Allen is a good quarterback. He makes some plays that only he can make, and I think that's the magic of him, right? He can make some throws. I don't think he made any in that last game, but he can make some plays that most quarterbacks can't make. But because of that, because he has those tools, it gets him into trouble sometimes. Let's not forget he almost fumbled the game away.
Yeah,
Like
he got. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned how lucky he got.
away. And Brooks, that was probably the most real thing Brooks ever said about a player. Like, bro, you don't, and I've said it before, you don't get to be the arsonist and the firefighter and be a hero. Like, bro, he puts out a lot of fires, but he also sets some. But putting out a fire gets much more respect. So past that guy, it's starting to look like the Bills of the 90s where they can't get over the hump and they're going to have to break that experiment up. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are starting to look like Ben Simmons and Embiid.
Damn.
I want to go next. I'll say I agree with most of what you said, but I really want to blame. I want to blame Josh Allen on this one, man, because he played horrible the last 5 minutes of the game. Like that pass to the end zone where it came down slow. At that point, you have to use your legs. The one thing that made him great was his legs, and you saw in the last 5 minutes he forgot about running. I guess he was scared after he fumbled that ball. That he's like, yo, fuck. He's scared. That defense is gonna punch the ball out of his hand, or he was just scared to get hit, and the shit was just gonna go fly somewhere else. And then the pass to Stephon Diggs, like Diggs bitched all year about him not getting the ball. His brother even tweeted early in the season, "Oh, my brother needs." And then the moment comes, push to shove, and I think it's karma with that stupid ass pick he took back. What is it, like 3 years ago? About him sitting on the sideline watching the Chiefs celebrate. What he needs to do is find somebody on X and delete that fucking picture from the internet to get rid of that bad juju he got going on around. Because Jesus, at this point, it's just like yo, and you gotta blame. It's like what you said. You gotta blame the quarterback. Because when we talk about wins, we always give it to the quarterback and nobody else. And at this, Josh Allen's and if you're the Bills, you're not gonna give away Josh Allen. But what you should do is trade Stephon Diggs, get some draft picks off of that, and then go get yourself a better young wide receiver. And I think it would have made a difference if he also had what's the kid that didn't play? Damn, I can't remember his name because he didn't fucking play. He should have played because it would have helped out. Yeah, there you go. There's certain valuables, and then again, like if you see the Bills, you need a running back, a big back. Because James Cook, his last 4%, his last four touches were minus yard. One was a -3, a -1, a 0, and a 0. So he didn't get no yardage with his last four carries. And that's just Cook. So at this point, it's like, yo, the Bills are horrible. They're never. And what I told you guys last week, it's the Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Everybody wants to see Patty Mahomes, and I told you it's Patrick Mahomes. He's basically that team. He is
Yeah,
what.
we're gonna get into Pat here in a second, but I want to hear Bryce's thoughts on Josh Allen real quick, and I agree with you though. The Bills are kind of trash on offense. Allen could probably use a little bit more help overall, but Bryce, what are your thoughts?
Yo, that game was ridiculous. First of all, it was great. It was very entertaining. It felt like WWE. Some of the plays that happened in that game. I, it's hard for me to just put all the blame on Josh Allen when they let Damar Hamlin run on a fourth down fake punt. You know, they got Damar Hamlin running straight up and down. My man ain't dipped no shoulder to try to get no extra yardage or nothing, bro. That was crazy. Uh, you know what it was though? You know what I saw at the end of the game, bro? I saw a team that had been burned by the Chiefs 3 times in a row the exact same way. And you know what happens usually? The Bills get a late touchdown, sometimes a field goal, but I think most of the time, both time, 2 times have been a touchdown. They score and they give the ball back to Mahomes with just enough time for him to go down, march down the field, and get a score and end the game. And in this instance, they were trying their best to run the clock out. They were trying their best to run the clock out so much that one of my boys called me, one of me and T's boys called me, who I had this argument with not too long ago, with if you should run the clock out in this situation and try to score with no time left, or if you should score as soon as possible to try to just score. Um, and I'm on the side. I understand the Bills' thought process, and I agree with them, but they just executed it wrong. I think G was hit the nail on the head, bro. They should have been running the ball. Josh Allen should have been running the ball in those situations, bro. He got away from his check down and everything got he just looked downfield on everything. And it's like, bro, that's not you're missing the situation. He was right with his clock management, but he was totally wrong with his like it was almost like he was panicking a bit. And I guess Mahomes will do that to you, bro. I guess Mahomes will do that to you, man. Especially if they beat you 3 times and you seeing them ghosts and you're trying something new. Every other time y'all lost to him, you all just went down and got the score as soon as you could, gave him the ball back. And this time you're trying something new. You're trying to control the clock. You're trying to score slow, but he couldn't even control himself, bro. He thought he saw something open downfield and he chucks the ball down the field. I'm like, what is this dude doing, bro? And he just wasn't there mentally to beat Mahomes. And Mahomes, bro, did he even sweat that game? What he throw for 200 and a couple tons, bro? Like, bro didn't even sweat, dog. Like, well, man, I don't know, bro. That's crazy, bro. Josh Allen definitely gets 50-50, half on Josh Allen, half on the coaching staff, bro. Because some of that shit I saw in that game was ridiculous. DeMar Hamlin running the ball 4th down on a fake punch, ridiculous.
I mean, let's not even forget, if McCole Hardman makes it in the end zone, it doesn't matter.
Facts.
Like,
very true.
Like the Bills had every opportunity to win that game, and they did. They did everything possible to lose. Fumble down the stretch, drop a big pass, miss a field goal. Like, bro, miss wide open guys in the end zone. I don't know, man. Like I said,
Look, all right,
right.
Before we get to Pat, I just got to say a few things about Josh Allen here. Look, I can't let him get off the hook. Y'all talking about, oh, it's this guy's fault, it's that guy's fault. Look, not just you guys, the big time pundits said it too. Everybody said Josh Allen is this and that. He's on the cover of Madden. He's on the cover of the last Madden. It's Josh Allen, right? That's supposed to mean he is him. That's supposed to mean that he's supposed to carry these teams to where they're supposed to go. Look, let's call a spade a spade. Josh Allen played great for that game. Incredible. There was one point I tweeted, give that man his flowers. I think it was after the touchdown pass. That touchdown pass was incredible. Spot on. But how do you crumble as soon as the 2-minute warning hits? As soon as the 2-minute warning hits, Josh Allen went from Superman to Mighty Mouse. Like, you cannot be serious right now. We're about to talk about Brock Purdy in a second. Brock Purdy turned it on when it was time to turn it on. What did Josh Allen do? He started making dumbass throws, ridiculous. Y'all just alluded to it, bombing it deep when you should be running. You were just running the clock out. Why all of a sudden you bombing it? Like, let's get real. And then to put it in complete perspective, let's talk about the AFC for a second. Let's talk about how the Texans got C.J. Stroud. Let's talk about how the Browns got Deshaun Watson. The Dolphins ain't going nowhere. You still got Pat, who you can't beat. Mike Tomlin and the Steelers ain't going nowhere. You still got Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Anthony
Don't say the
Richardson.
Steelers neither.
Look, bro. What I'm saying is the AFC is as thick as it gets, and Josh Allen and the Bills just missed out on their whatever window, whatever opportunity they had at making a Super Bowl run. And I hope the Bills fans enjoyed being in the divisional round this go round, because remember, you barely made the playoffs this season. You lucked into the second round, really, the second overall, whatever. The Dolphins really walked out of it, is what happened. So the Bills, man, I think they're done, man. You can stick a fork in them. Bookmark this when you see it. Holler at me later, but the Bills ain't going to be back here, and I'm telling you that now.
Oh, wow.
I think this is an overreaction from your end because you said the
Not at all.
Steelers, and then Miami can't get out their own way. You said it yourself. I don't know, man. It's just they need to retool. I think they still have a defense offensive line. That defense was fucking just it was just a bunch of fourth stringers at that point when Patrick Mahomes was getting on the field. They were missing linebackers. They were missing every position. I mean, Ron Miller isn't Ron Miller of young. You saw how they would just they would just throw Ron Miller out the way. Normally, Ron Miller would just run through that offensive line. Like, I just think you need to retool that offense and just pray that the football gods don't let the injury bug come and get them at the end of the season. And that's what happened with them. And yes, I'm gonna blame Josh Allen. He played horrible. Like I said earlier, the last 4 minutes when he should have been running. Because look, he had what, like over 72 yards in rushing?
Yeah.
and he had 2 tubs rushing. So and that's the point where, and this is what Bryce alluded to is where they were scared. The offensive coordinator just got scared. He was like, "Yo, am I going to kill the clock and try to score, or am I going to kill the clock and tie it up?" And he just didn't have a game plan for the overtime. And then
Look,
when you give
look,
it to a
look,
kicker,
look, 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 bro. Look, first of all, the fact that they even tried to do it that way also alludes to the fact that Josh Allen ain't him. Because you're playing with kid gloves. Oh, run the clock out. Let's make sure Pat doesn't get the ball again. Oh, because you know why? Because you don't believe in Josh Allen. That's why they threw 16 passes behind the line of scrimmage. Because Josh Allen ain't it, bruh. Like he's not that guy. Now, look. They're done. And G, you just reminded me when you said injury bug. Aaron Rodgers, he's also coming back. Get Josh Allen off the table, man. Get the Bills off the table. They're done. Get them out of here. Now let's move on to a quarterback who actually deserves his flowers, who actually can get over the hump, and is going to his 6th straight championship game, and that's Pat Mahomes, man. Pat Mahomes. Look, I'm gonna let y'all just go ahead and jump ball this one as well. Uh, I think we're seeing one of the greatest QB performances that you'll ever see in the history of the game. So let me know what y'all think about Pat Mahomes.
I think this is what I said. It's Patrick Mahomes and everybody else is like what the Chiefs are Otis and Patrick Mahomes is the star. I believe that look, he took away the Kelsey drought. Kelsey didn't score a tub since week 11. He finally scored 2 tubs in a pivotal playoff game. He made it looks like he made it seem like he really doesn't need Tyreek Hill. He's looking like he's gonna go to a second Super Bowl without Tyreek Hill and win one, another one without Tyreek Hill, in my opinion. I put Patrick Mahomes earlier in the season to win me to go back to back championship and start killing off the Tom Brady lore of being the greatest of all time. I think this guy is better than Tom Brady. He did it without a defense and finally gets a defense, and look at him now, winning, winning more.
Damn, that's how we judging Pat now. How many Super Bowls did he make without Tyreek? T man, what you think about Pat on his 6th straight championship game?
It's crazy, man. It's LeBron-esque. Like if Brady is Kobe, Pat is lining himself up to be LeBron. Um, whether he wins or not, he's consistently there. He's consistently in the conversation, which is incredible. It's insane. You just named all the competition at quarterback in the division, and he's doing it not on a rookie salary. He doesn't have a ton of superstars at every position around him. I mean, the guy's going out there and making plays, man. I've never seen this before in football, man. My man took a run uh, the first round of the playoffs, and his helmet exploded. Bro, his helmet exploded. Not only did his helmet explode, they didn't even check him for CTE. The man, that type of
Yeah,
juice.
that was a straight WWE move, bro. You fell for that WWE move. That's
Dog,
WWE move right there, bro. You know that.
the man helmet exploded. They ain't even pull down the blue tent, man. Like the script writers, they got their money's worth this season, bro. Like
You know that part was in the
man.
script, man. They gave him that helmet and he started to get here, take this one.
And what's crazy is I don't know if y'all know like about the helmets and the pricing and things like that. He's wearing the most expensive helmet. I can't
Yes.
call it a V. It's the new helmet. Not everybody wears them. Linemen wear them sometimes, and it's weird looking. But that's $1,000 helmet for a kid, when the rest of the helmets are like between $200 and $400. So I don't know what it costs for an adult, but for that thing to explode on TV is crazy. But
Hold on, bro.
Hey, and T to your point too, bro. That's a bad look for the helmet, man. Like
it
you
is,
don't want Pat Mahomes, whatever Pat Mahomes'
yeah,
helmet was. You know what I'm saying? That's not the one you want to explode, and you trying to sell it.
It's bad
yes.
marketing. It's
If,
bad marketing.
if my
No,
helmet
think about it.
explode,
No CT scan, and it
bro,
blew up. It's
bro,
perfect.
my helmet explode, I don't even have a headache. Like I don't know, man. I don't know. It remind me of the Tesla truck. but, but yeah, man. Um, I just think what Pat's doing is incredible, man. I know my son's a huge Chief fan. He didn't know if they was gonna get past the Bills, but just hearing him yell and scream and just be excited. I don't know any kid that's a Josh Allen fan. I don't know any kid that's a Tom Brady fan. I don't know any kid that's a Peyton Manning. But the iconic guys, Vic, Lamar, Pat, like that's iconic stuff, bro. So you watching history in the making.
Yeah, I feel that. You definitely watch the history in the making. And hey, I'm gonna tell you this, bro. Real quick, and I'm not gonna mention Josh Allen no more after this, but the more we shit on Josh Allen, bro, the more we take away from Mahomes. Like your villain gotta be legit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Your villain gotta be legit, bro. And I feel like Josh Allen's legit enough to be Mahomes' villain. All right, but maybe y'all don't. But shout out to Pat Mahomes, bro.
Better than Justin Herbert.
Y'all know how I felt. Couple years ago when I was like, yo, if they make it to another one, that was to me as big as them winning one. You know, like making it to two when it comes to Super Bowls, just because it's so hard just to make it, bro. Like it's almost impossible. Like him going to 6 straight of these, bro. This is crazy, dog. It's unprecedented, bro. I like that comparison, T. Comparing Pat Mahomes to LeBron. I actually like that, especially if he ends up being like, not winning all of his appearances and splitting 50-50. Then it looks like a real LeBron career, you know what I'm saying? And in this day and age, people like shit on you for that, you know what I'm saying? But like, bruh, you have to give folks credit for making it, dog. Like that is hard to do, man. Winning it is one thing, and sometimes the stars got to align for you to win, but you got to beat the test of time to make it, you know what I'm saying? And Mahomes is doing that time and time again, bro. And dog, at this point, I mean, he's the best quarterback in the league, but all time, I'm ready to start having that conversation now.
I mean,
I'm hesitant to do that, but like all time, like he might be the best quarterback ever, bro. And I guess I still give it to Brady. I still give it to Brady in this moment, bro. But I'm coming over to that side of people that are like, yo, Mahomes is actually the best, bro, of all time. I'm getting.
I compared him to Braun because that's the type of conversations he's earned himself.
No, I feel you. They
but
said,
hold on. But when you talk about, we're gonna have the LeBron. I mean the Patrick and Tom Brady discussion again, because in my opinion, I don't consider Tom Brady winning the first 3.
What?
I get that to this defense.
I don't care what you give it to. You win's a win.
But his defense and his kicker won that shit.
Did he win?
Don't be afraid to say it, bro. Don't be afraid to say it, bro. Pat is the best quarterback of all time, bro. Bro, look at what you're watching, bro. Look, if you first of all, we could make it about accolades. We could make it about accolades, right? We could go there, right? Because he's actually comparable to Brady. If you want to say he's chasing Brady's accolades, I'll give you that conversation, bro. But when you watch them play, you cannot tell me that Patrick Mahomes isn't the best quarterback you've ever seen with your own 2 eyes, bro. You cannot tell me that.
Most electrifying, but like, bruh, it's a million ways to skin a cat, bruh. You know what I'm saying?
And Pat can damn near do all 1 million, bro.
Right, but he's not the best at skinning a cat. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter how it looked. You know what I mean? Like,
he's not the best at skinning the cat. I don't have the stat in front of me, but you can look it up. The best quarterback when trailing in the fourth quarter is Pat Mahomes. He's got more wins than Brady in those situations, more wins than anybody. Matter of fact,
ain't trailed that much.
The only quarter, but that's what I mean. You talking about skinning the cat? Pat finds a way to skin the cat when the cat is already skinned and he's supposed to lose. Like, look, bruh, the only quarterback to even beat Pat in the playoffs is Brady, for real, other than Burrow, who needed OT.
That's
so if you, I'll give you,
bro.
I'll give you if he's chasing Brady. I'll give you if he's chasing Brady, but that's it.
When Floyd beat Canelo, like no one can ever tell me Canelo's better than Floyd, bro. I don't care how good. Never tell me.
Let me put it like this then. What does Pat have to do to pass Brady in your eyes?
Just win one more.
Get more chips.
How many more?
Get more
One
chips than
more.
Brady, bro.
He
More
need to
chips than Brady.
he need to
Get
run
more
off
chips than Brady. He better.
3 or 4 in a row.
No question. That's how you make sure no one can ever question it. Now, I told you I'm already leaning towards that. I'm almost there, bro. I ain't there yet, but I feel myself like, dang, is this the best quarterback? But yo,
It
if you
is.
get more than Brady, then it's undebated. You can't debate it then. But I don't know if he never getting more than Brady. I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know about that. Brady
I
might be
mean,
untouchable with them
Pat,
chips.
Pat is electrifying the same way Josh Allen is electrifying. Um, but
Oh no, no, no.
it is. I watched the play right for Pat Mahomes over the weekend. I can't remember the exact play, but he drops back, rolls right, throws a dime, and he's off platform. He's off one leg, guy in his face. He throws a dime. I'm like, hell of a throw. But I watch it again and again just to see like the greatness of it. And what I realize is if he just would have did a standard drop back, he wouldn't have had no pressure. Like it would have been an easy throw and catch. He kind of created it, but that's kind of his style, though. You know, he can improvise. But I say that to say Brady was a brain surgeon at the line of scrimmage, a absolute brain surgeon at the line of scrimmage. Pre-snap and post-snap, it doesn't get better than the Brady's of the world.
Peyton was certainly better pre and post snap.
I think,
Okay, that's good. That's a good pull right there.
Like, I,
bro, I watched Brady throw to guys that would never play on any other team, would never play receiver on any other team. He made some guys famous that we shouldn't know their name. And then I watched him go to Tampa and lift an entire organization to a ring. Um, and
so
not
you're watching Pat. You're watching Pat do what you the first part. You're watching Pat do that right now. Pat's basically out there with us four wide receiver
That
and
defense is
Rasheed
falling.
Rice.
I'll
Us
put it
us four and Rasheed Rice.
I'll put it like this. When Brady was playing, nobody had a team and a quarterback where they felt like we're going to win this game for sure. I feel like Ravens fans are looking at the Chiefs like it doesn't matter. Like we
But
got
that's you supposed to do that.
That's really what it comes down to. Can Lamar be the one to dethrone Pat? Is the question.
right. And to your superhero villain, if Josh Allen is the Joker, he's the guy that's always going to lose. He
Right.
like
No, he's more like the Penguin.
Lamar Jackson is potentially Bane.
Right. Or Lamar might
No,
be
hell
like
no,
Lamar
hell
might
no,
be like, like
no.
when
You
another
can't even say
superhero
that either. He's a Riddler.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Lamar's the
Lamar
Riddler.
might be like Superman going against This might be like Batman versus Superman, like, yo, who's the best superhero type of thing. And that's the matchup I want to see, man.
Lamar
You can't
can't.
even say that because Lamar hasn't beat Patrick Mahomes only but one time out of the four or five times they played each other.
But guess what, bro? They on the biggest stage right now, dog. And
Man, I'll put money right now that the
Lamar
Chiefs are gonna smoke these guys.
finally, I ain't gonna say they're not great weapons, but Lamar got the best weapons. He's coming to the fight with the best weapons he's ever had, best defense he's ever had, and probably statistically the best passing year he's ever had.
And he's healthy.
And he's healthy, bro. He's healthy this late into the season, which never happened. Bro, it's a perfect storm for a classic game, bro. Like, and I
Look,
like Lamar.
I think last year, Bryce, I think you were the one that mentioned it. We didn't necessarily get the best teams that the NFL necessarily had to offer.
Yes.
But this year, I think it's the opposite. I think this is the matchup that we've all wanted to see. Lamar versus Pat, AFC Championship game, is in Baltimore. So I mean, look, this game is a must watch. Look, I picked the Ravens at the beginning of the season, man. So I'm definitely still rocking with Lamar. But I got to be honest, man. This is the first time that I felt real nervous on that pick, man. Like the way that the Chiefs looked last week is how I was afraid they were going to start looking at one point this season. And all those receivers had to do was hold on to some of them catches, man. And if they do that, the way that Pat and Travis Kelsey hook up, that's something that we don't nobody talks about enough is their connection, number one, and how great Travis Kelsey is just in general. The fact that Pat has possibly the greatest tight end of all time at his disposable is something that needs to get mentioned more. But
No, sir.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we could debate the Trav part, but I wouldn't be surprised at all
Hey,
if the Chiefs.
you call him Trav now? Your dog, huh?
Yo, first off, Travis Kelsey's been one of my favorite tight ends. Him and George Kittle definitely are the top two in the league. I don't think it's too comparable after those two. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Chiefs find a way to beat the Ravens in Baltimore, man. I think Pat also has another crazy stat against the spread where he's like 9-1-1 whenever he's the underdog. So T never bets against Pat, and that's for good reason.
No, T does bet against Pat. It's just he was proven wrong. Because I remember when Pat first came around, T wasn't a believer. T was like, he's never going to a Super Bowl again, and my man went to a Super Bowl and won one.
I said Joe Burrow would never go to the
Yeah,
Super
that
Bowl.
was that was Joe.
No, he said the same
That
thing.
was Joe.
From around the table. I remember these. I remember these slanders, and you guys are not even talking about the one of the secret weapons Patrick Mahomes has. He has the guy from RU, Pacheco, running Nutty Buddy on against these defenses. And Edwards came out last game against the Bills too. I believe he had like over 50 yards with 3 rushes and times.
Yo, AG, that's a great point. I wanted to get this to the people real quick, yo. I don't know if y'all how many gamblers we got in here, but if you like the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl and you like the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, take Isaiah Pacheco right now as Super Bowl MVP. Because
I want to say that
they're gonna try not to give Pat another one, bro. Because that's how they do. That's how they do. They're gonna try to find a reason not to give him one more. And Pacheco gonna go off again. And I like that. I like his odds right now. Last I checked, it was like something. It was like plus 2,300 or something crazy. I like that. I like that, yo.
that's what I think. In my opinion, right now the spread is at -4, favorite to the Ravens. But I'll take the Chiefs money line, and I'll take the Chiefs to win that game. I got the Chiefs winning and only winning. I want to give them 7 points. I'll give the Chiefs to win by 7.
Damn. So Bryce, you said the Ravens, right?
Bro, I think Lamar. It's hard to see anybody beating Lamar the way he's playing right now, bro. Like what we were saying about Josh Allen, he needs to run the ball. We already know Lamar's going to run the ball when he needs to run the ball, bro. Like you know, what I mean, he's got that part down. He knows when it's time to run, when it's time to pass. And I think he silenced all the questions about can he make the throws. Now, one thing T did used to always say that Lamar couldn't pass, and I used to always tell him he was crazy. If anyone that says that now they just find it, they trying to hate. You know what I'm saying? Because he's proven it. He's proven in these clutch moments he can get the job done through the air, bro. And that was the last question that people had about Lamar, and it's now been answered, dog.
I don't
He's
think
a monster though. Pat Mahomes is a different animal, bro. And you know, like I like the Ravens because I think they might be the only team that can like get out on the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? I don't like anybody in a close game versus Mahomes, bro. But like if the Ravens can get out on them a little bit, get a nice little healthy lead and protect it, I can see the game going like that. We'll see though. We'll see. Lamar's last 3 games, 11 tugs, no turnovers. It's wild, dog.
You know when these type of games happen with superior offenses, it really comes down to what defense is going to create a turnover. Can somebody take a kickback? Is there going to be a fluke tip pass? That sort of thing. But yeah, Lamar's going to run the ball, and Pat's going to move the chains. I'm not betting against Pat, but I definitely would understand if the Ravens defense.
So who you picking, my boy?
Picking Pat? Are you crazy?
That's what I'm talking about. This is what I fuck with you, my
I'm
boy.
taking Pat with the spread.
So you got Pat going to his, what would that be, 4th Super Bowl, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
is it 30?
That would be that'd be his 4th one.
4th one, but 3rd straight, right? Or second straight.
No, this is their Super Bowl.
Second straight because the Bengals went the year before last, right?
Yeah.
Because he lost against
Nah,
Tampa.
this is his 4th one.
No, this is
He's
third
got
one, no?
he won
Oh
two
yeah,
and
it's
lost one.
fourth. It's fourth. You're right. You're right. Lost one, won two. Yeah.
He
But
po-
he gotta get past Lamar
He
first. But
posing was hilarious, yo.
Hey, I
let's
believe I don't believe Lamar can draw back and just pick you apart for an entirety of a game and be not a good defense. I'm curious to see how the Chiefs are going to play Lamar. The problem is if you only rush four, this guy still runs. like
Out of there.
like if you man your guys up, if you man the people up, he still runs. Like every issue you throw at him, he solves it by running, by being an athlete. So I'm just curious to see how the Chiefs plan on stopping this guy, slowing him down.
All I'm gonna
honestly
say, Steve
playing
Spagnuolo. I believe it's Steve Spagnuolo defense.
man coverage against the Ravens is crazy. You gotta switch it up with some zone looks because they'll eat you up.
I think you got to play man and throw a spy in there. Like I think you can't zone him up.
Nah, you gotta switch them up, man. You can't if they catch you with man, bro.
The
That's
problem.
big money, and they got Zay Flower. They got receivers that can beat you now. That's the like Bryce
Yeah,
said. This is the best assortment of weapons that the Ravens have had. And isn't Mark Andrews coming back? I believe he's practicing again. So if he's playing too, I mean, look,
I think that's diverging.
Lamar and the Ravens don't want to get in the shootout with Pat though. That's not the route you want to go either. So
But didn't we just say? Didn't I say earlier neither as well that this is the best defense Patrick Mahomes has ever had as well during his Super Bowl runs?
It's the best defense they've both had. It's actually the best defense every quarterback
and
left had except
so
go.
with all that said, Bryce, does that qualify this game for your QB test? Will we who wins this game? Will we know who the better quarterback is, and thus probably the best QB in the league? Because Lamar is basically a shoe in for that MVP award now.
Nah, dog. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if Lamar wins the game. I don't know if I'm gonna be like he better than Pat Mahomes, bro. I can't. Nah, I can't do that, dog. But I might give him one B though. I might give him one B depending on how he wins it. I'll give him one B. But to be better than Pat Mahomes, bro, you can't just beat him one time. You got to beat him, win the chip, and then beat him on his revenge tour too, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta beat him and really beat. You gotta really show it. Like it's gonna take some time for that out of Lamar, bro.
All right. Let's jump to the NFC real quick before we run out of time here, man. We got the Lions and T's 49ers, man. Look, Brock Purdy just had a crazy fourth quarter comeback, so let's start there, man. I think we need to put some respect on Brock Purdy's name, man. I don't think he's getting the love that he truly deserves. I think a lot is being said about, oh, he's a game manager, and that's being taken very negatively by a lot. But whatever you want to call Brock Purdy, make sure you add winner to it because that's what he's been. In the same way that we talk about Pat Mahomes getting the 6 straight championship games, Brock Purdy's now done that 2 times in a row, and he did that after being the very last pick in the draft. So I think this man deserves some flowers. Well, what did y'all take on Brock Purdy? I'm gonna start with you,
You said G or T.
G.
Oh damn, I didn't even hear you. Right? Okay. It was great. I mean, I know on the last show I said the first team to 20 will win this game,
You
and it
did.
was looking just like that. And then the Packers want to fuck around and just lay an egg on my face. Pause. And start letting Brock Purdy look like a stud. Pause again. There's a lot of pausing going around here. But besides the point, I'm just there like that. And you look at it, he did what Josh Allen should have did to the Chiefs to win that game.
Mm.
Everything that we wanted Josh Allen to do, Brock Purdy did. He ran when he couldn't find somebody and started getting those critical downs. He got him through. He found key receivers that were open and threw dimes. He was throwing the ball clean, and it was raining nonetheless. So it's like no, that's when you saw Brock Purdy. It's like, do we call him a game manager? We can't call him that no longer. You got to call him a top 5 QB in the league right now. In my personal opinion, he wins with guys because Debo got hurt and left. So you can't sit here. We can't sit here and keep on saying, well, he's always with these studs. But when a stud dropped, he played how Josh Allen played, how Lamar Jackson is known to play, and he paused. Jesus Christ, yo, sports in general is mad homo. Pause.
You the one dropping studs, bro.
But he played great. He played like an elite QB. He played. He don't. You can no longer consider this guy as a as just one of those guys that's game managing. He's one of those top 5 quarterbacks in the league right now, and you got to stamp that.
Is he one of those?
Top. You said top 5, Bryce. Where are you ranking Brock Purdy? You think Brock Purdy's top 5?
Man, come on, bro. You know me, bro. You gotta show me, bro. You don't get to be ranked top 5, just off one run. Now, granted,
two, because granted,
he got injured in his first run.
No, but what game? What game?
Well, the first game of the playoffs, right?
No,
conference.
There you go. Second run.
He was one game. He was one arm injury away from going to the
Super Bowl.
Well, that's unfortunate, and he's avenging himself this year. Top 5 quarterback. He is not, in my opinion. All right, I don't care how you slice it, bro.
So name him.
Name the quarterback better than him.
Let's not even do it that way. Let's do it
because those quarterbacks have to either play in a conference, playoff game, or Super Bowl. Name them.
Hey, okay.
Joe Burrow.
Okay.
One.
Lamar Jackson.
No, because this is his first one. But all right.
I'm saying Lamar Jackson is an MVP of the league, bro. He's about to get his second one. You can say what you want, bro. Lamar Jackson better than Brock Purdy, bro.
Who
else? Pat Mahomes, of course, right?
That's 3.
Jalen Hurts.
It does start to get slim. Nah, cause I wouldn't. It's hard for me to put Jalen Hurts up in that top 5 as well, bro. Personally,
bro, you can name 5 people better than Brock.
Well, you could because he went to the Super Bowl.
Take over Brock.
So Jalen
Burrow, I'm definitely taking over.
Even though when Burrow got hurt, Jake Browning came in and gave you Burrow stats.
I mean, but we did it with the caveat that they have to have made it to a conference championship or whatever. So, Matt Stafford, would you take him, Bryce?
I would probably take Matt Stafford over. Yes, I would.
I like Stafford,
and that man won a chip, bro. And how can I not?
He did play good against the Lions this year.
Allen is a questionable one for people, but I would take Allen over Purdy as well, personally. But that's gonna be a questionable one for people, and I can understand that one. I can understand that one being a questionable one for people at this point.
Okay, but here's the real question: who would you rather have out of the QBs in this game, Brock Purdy or Jared Goff? Because he's another one who made it to a conference championship before, and everybody just glosses over Jared Goff. He's been there before too, and he's back again.
You know what? This might be one of them games I talk about. Purdy and Goff, you know those games y'all brought up earlier that I talked about where the winner is the best quarterback? This is that game right here. All right. Both of these offenses are really, really good. I think without Debo, the weapons are even. I think with Debo, I think the 49ers weapons are, kind of tips the scale. But without Debo, I think these weapons they line up, bro. Literally weapon for weapon, for real.
If you're giving me Montgomery and Gibbs, I'll take that.
Montgomery, Gibbs together is Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
If you dwarf them two, you have Christian McCaffrey, right? And then you got Amon-Ra, Ayuk. We can split the difference there. You know what I'm saying? Kittle versus what's my guy name?
Laporta.
You can split the difference there. Although Kittle's probably shade better. Kittle's a shade better for sure. But I'm just saying, bro. Winner of this game is the best quarterback in my eyes. I lean Brock Purdy, but I think golf. I think golf is better than like I'm with you, Rome. I think golf is better than what people have ever given him credit for, bro.
Golf,
Sean,
golf
Sean
is
McVay's not always
experiencing a
right.
lot of. He's experiencing a lot of what Kirk Cousins experienced. It's kind of like what y'all were talking about before about how Pat is a more electric quarterback than Tom Brady. Golf isn't a flashy type player. He's not really gonna wow you, throw some no look passes and do some crazy stuff. But look, two different teams, two conference championships. The man's got winning on his side.
Golf's been in the Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So to me, this playoffs comes down to AFC game changers versus NFC game managers, right? And what's interesting about the game managers is that I watched two game changers and playmakers lose games based on that variability that they're getting all this credit for. Because it looks like if you were Jordan Love or Josh Allen, maybe you needed to be a game manager down the stretch, right? But at the same time, maybe if you was a game manager, you wouldn't even been in that position. Who knows? Like Bryce said, there's more than one way to skin a cat. I think Purdy is really elite at what he does, just like these other guys are kind of elite at what they do. Um, but this is going to be a good game. Detroit is the team I didn't want to play, so I'm interested to see how this goes. I figured they would get here. They're a very balanced team. Them two running backs, man, like and linebacker. All right, we got a thump with Montgomery. Then this next guy comes in and a true change of pace, bruh. Different level speed, can catch out the backfield. St. Brown is and Laporta just get open, man. And Golf puts the ball on them. I don't know if this is going to be a shootout, though. I don't know if this is going to be a shootout. I think this is one of those games, and I'm not just being a biased fan. I think this is one of those games where the 49ers dismantle a really good team. But we'll see how it goes. Detroit matches up the best, I thought, between them and the Rams in the NFC. So we'll see how it goes. But don't be surprised if the 49ers run the score up and you don't get the game you think you're going to get.
T, I don't disagree with you on that. I don't disagree with you on that. I think the 49ers defensively are a lot tougher than the Lions defensively, and I think the Lions will have a much tougher time on the road, East Coast to West Coast, well, mid coast to West Coast. There's a little bit of a time zone change there. Um, I just don't think things are playing in the Lions' favor for this game. And I think this will be one of those games where it's kind of close, and then the 49ers pull away and win by two scores.
I mean, it's going to come down to both teams' running game, man. If let's see who could establish the run, man. And with some of the Chiefs and Bills, did Pacheco outrush Cook?
The Pacheco Alvarez
I
Cook.
believe so.
Yes, last game, yes.
Because I remember feeling like the team that ran the ball better was going to win that game. I think we got another one. I think this is a big game for CMC.
Yeah, that's playoff football. Definitely be on the lookout for CMC this week.
Like as a receiver, though, as a receiver, check me out.
Ooh.
They didn't throw him a lot of passes last game, but I think he gets into the passing game a lot more. And don't be surprised if you see San Francisco run a trick play. We haven't ran any trick plays the entire playoffs. Other teams have been pulling trick plays out. Don't be surprised if you see CMC or Debo throw a pass.
I'm just for me, I like the game to go over. It's at 50 and a half. For me, this is gonna come down to who throws the interception. And because let's not forget, Jared Goff is a part of that. It was the other quarterback that played the best football game I ever got to see in my life. And it was on a Monday night, Chiefs versus the Rams. You guys remember that game? When it was just it was running up the score. It was
Hmm.
crazy. It was the prime of that Rams defense, and it was a coming out party for Patrick Mahomes. Where we're like, yo, who is this guy? I mean, we already knew who he was, but he just came and showed the world what he was, who he's to be. And it's been a downhill for Jared Goff since then. And I'm gonna just go with. I really want to. I really want to pick the Lions to win this game, just to have the Cinderella dream. But I already got my underdog with the Chiefs. I'm gonna have to go with the 49ers, but I don't think the 49ers will cover those 7 points. If you're gonna go with the spread, take those sevens. But I see the 49ers winning by 2 points. I can't see them winning by seven. I could see them winning by two.
Bryce, who you got? Lions, 49ers. Who's going to the Super Bowl?
Give me the Niners, man. They just a little too much for the Lions, I think, especially if Debo Samuel plays. Yep, Niners for me.
Okay, okay. So you got Niners, Ravens, Super Bowl, much like myself. Uh, T, you got Pat going back. So you got KC and the Niners, and then G, I believe you had the Lions and
No, no, no. I
and
said the
oh, you,
49ers.
oh,
I
so
said the
you are going.
49ers. Yeah,
Okay.
I would like to see two Cinderellas, but Vegas gonna make the call, and I think they're gonna give it to Patty. And I see the 49ers, the rematch of the first Super Bowl of these two
All
guys
right,
seeing
all
each
right.
other.
Detroit has some advantages though, bro. Hutchinson against our right tackle is a good advantage. So Detroit has some pathways to winning this game. But and you can turn both of these quarterbacks over. I'm starting to realize how exactly you can turn Purdy over. The same way you turn Tua over. When you throw with that much anticipation, all you gotta do is step right and come left. If he sees you step right, he's throwing left. So you just go the opposite way. You go step right into the pass. But I'm hoping Shanahan can scheme him up better and we can run the ball and just this is a heavy CMC game.
Yeah, I think this will definitely be a heavy CMC game. But yeah, fellas, next time we back here, man, we will know who is headed to the Super Bowl. We'll have a lot to talk about over those 2 weeks. A lot more NBA talk coming up. So it's gonna be a good time, man. Anybody got anything they want to get off before we get out of here?
Nah, man, go down.
Bryce, wake up! Bryce, wake up! Bryce, wake up!
What are you talking about, bro?
What's happening? What's happening, man?
You tripping? You're tripping.
Hey, man, as you can see, man, it's a late night here. So we're gonna head out, man. In the show, how we always end it. Sports for the culture.
Well,
Sports for the culture.